that is actually feral and disgusting, and you probably got gangrene on your feet. We literally had our suitcases like in the mud. No more drinking for Miss Meg for the next at least 2 weeks. Anyway, that's a really dark way to start the podcast. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Meg It Makes Sense. This week we are making sense of music festivals, Australian music festivals, music festival fashion, all that jazz. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. I just want to start by saying to everyone that's listened to the first 2 episodes, thank you so much. Your support is amazing. And I had way more people listening to the first couple episodes than I anticipated. I literally thought that no one would listen to it. So thank you. Each episode I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to improve the quality of the sound and the video, and we'll get there. So I just wanted to say thank you. Okay, should I catch you guys up on my week? Let's start off strong. So firstly, my dog died. My dog died on Friday. It's now Monday. And I've just been processing it all, which is fun. It was really sudden, although she was 16 years old. But on Thursday, we had to take her to the emergency vet because she was just shaking and stuff. And then on Friday morning, she passed away, which is really sad, but she's in a better place now. She was our dog. I think we got her when I was 8 years old, and I'm 24 now. So she was my family dog growing up, and I feel like now that she's gone, it really shows that my family is in our next chapter of our life where all of the kids are grown-ups and we're not kids anymore. And I feel like that, not only her passing away, which is really sad, but realizing that we're at this next chapter in our life is really sad. Anyway, that's a really dark way to start the podcast. But it was good because on Friday I had to go to work, and my friend sent me flowers to my work, which is so lovely. And I had so much support from my friends and my family. I had to go to work, so it really took my mind off of things. And then on Saturday, it was Riverfire, which if you're not from Brisbane, for context, Riverfire, I think, is the start of Brisbane Festival, which happens in September. I don't actually know. I could be butchering that. But it's basically this fireworks show that happens along the river. People that live in Brisbane will usually just take any excuse that they can to party and send it. So we had people over at my apartment, which is good because I never have people. I don't like really hosting things just because you got to clean it up and all this, there's rubbish everywhere, the floor's sticky, whatever. But every now and again, I think it's fun, I had probably about 16 people over at the apartment. And again, I do live in an apartment, so it was crowded, but then it feels like the space is full and there's lots of people. It was fun. We were mixing a few different groups. There was my friends, there was my roommate and my sister's work friends, some other mutual people that we know, but it wasn't awkward at all. It was really good. When you have people over and you get stressed because maybe it's your birthday or something and you invite multiple groups of people over and then you're worried that they're not going to click. It was actually really good and it was really fun, although the cleanup on Sunday morning was, oh my God. I wish I took a photo of the state of the apartment because it was actually feral. But it didn't take long to clean up because it was mostly just rubbish and cans and stuff. To be fair, I don't even think we had a bin out. But anyway, we got beer pong. We played beer pong. That was good. I actually, not to be that girl, but I was surprisingly really good at it. And I beat against my sister. We ended up going out after we went to the QA, which for context as well is on James Street in Brisbane. And I think that's more where 21 to 21 and plus people go. Every man and their dog was out. But I think Brisbane is just such Brisbane is such a big country town. It's just anytime you do go out, you just see everyone that you know. And sometimes that's not really fun. Last weekend I went out. Guys, I promise you I don't go out that much. But for some reason the past 2 weekends were crazy. Last weekend I went out and it was for James's birthday. So we went to this gay club. And I had the best time ever because I didn't know anyone there. Like everyone was just strangers, and there was like a dance floor, and it was really fun, and we just danced all night. I literally stayed out till 4:30 in the morning, which is so unlike me, by the way. Especially recently, I've been like cooking in the lab, but we went to the QA, and it's not really like a dancey place, although there was a dance floor just because it was so busy. But again, yeah, just seeing everyone, I don't want to be that person, but I felt like there was a lot of younger people out. And I think it's just a Brisbane thing, because I feel like if you were anywhere else in the world, like New York, Ibiza, London, you go out and you don't feel this way. But I think I was literally like, that TikTok that sounds like, am I too old to be here? That's what I feel like. But I think it's just my own like imposter syndrome. I don't think anyone's actually thinking that. I think that's just more in my own head. But yeah, after the past 2 weekends of kind of going out, I just need to stay in. And also, I'm about to touch on this, but the hangover is just so cooked. But I am excited because it's Monday. Mackenzie comes home from his Europe trip. If you listen to the last episode, that was about 2.5 weeks ago. I actually recorded that. Mackenzie's been gone for ages, and I miss him so much. And I'm going to pick him up from the airport tonight, which I'm so excited to just finally be with him again. You know that saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder. That is true. And I feel like you really know that you love someone when you miss them that much, which is nice. All right, this week's Meg It Makes Sense. Guys, I don't know whether I should call this segment Meg It Make Sense or Make It Make Sense. I think I'm going to go with Make It Make Sense, okay? This week's Make It Make Sense is how come as I get older and the more I drink, my hangovers get worse. And I don't mean like the more I drink as in like one night out I'll have like 6 or 7 drinks compared to the next night I'll have like 8 drinks. It's like the more I drink as in just like the more I drink as life progresses. Like for example, I could have 2 glasses of wine and be so deathly hungover the next day. And my hangovers are lethal. They're not even just like fun little girly giggly hangovers that you'd get when you're 18 and you'd be debriefing with your friends. It's like, no, someone lock me in a dark room. I need like 5 chicken burgers and chicken nuggets and Coke and watching 10 movies in one day. No one talk to me. I'm foul type of hangover. Make that make sense. Because when I was younger, like 18, 19, I could go out. Not that I'm condoning binge drinking, but I could go out and I could binge drink. I shouldn't say that on the internet, but it's the reality. I'd go out, I'd have a big one, and then I would be like, I'd go to work the next day. Or I'd go to the beach the next day. I'd be hanging out with friends. I'd be doing plans. You wouldn't catch me dead doing that anymore. Although last weekend when I was really hungover, I did, in fact, go to the beach. But that's just because Mackenzie was away and my roommate was like, do you want to go to the beach? And I was like, you know what else am I going to do? Sit here alone and depressed? No, thank you. In saying this though, I'm over it. No more drinking for Miss Meg for the next at least 2 weeks, because in 2 weekends time I do have my friend's birthday, but she's pretty wholesome, so I don't feel like it's going to be crazy. You also never know. Okay, this week's episode is all about music festivals. That's the wrong phrase. I guess I'm doing this because all these summer music festivals in Australia have just dropped. And I think by the time you guys will be listening to this, Snow Machine, I think that's in New Zealand, I don't know. Snow Machine would have just been. So we are officially in music festival season and all the music festival lineups are coming out and everyone's booking their tickets. Now I am not a huge music festival person. In fact, I always hype it up. I get so keen and it gets to it and then I barely survive the day, specifically because we mostly only have 1 day festivals in Brisbane. So it's a big marathon all day. I never last the full day. We normally get there 1 o'clock. I'll last till about 5 o'clock and then I'll be falling asleep and wanting to go home. Maybe that's because I'm only drinking. Obviously, I don't do drugs, so I'm not pinging off the walls like some people at music festivals. It's just really hard to last the full day. And you're seeing so many artists that I think once you see one or two, you're kind of like, I'm good now. Like, I don't need to see 5 or 6 artists in the one day. That is just a lot for me. In saying this, we are going to BTV for New Year's Eve. BTV is Beyond the Valley Festival, which is a music festival. I think it's in Geelong. I think. We haven't quite figured out the logistics of how we're getting there, because we're meant to be camping, but we live in Brisbane. We don't own any camping gear. We plan on flying up there. So, like, are we going to fly up there, get our camping gear? I don't know. And by we, I mean Mackenzie and I. We're also not big campers at all. Maybe I should attach in a video of us at Splendor. Our tent broke and then we had to get an Airbnb. Luckily, our friend was staying nearby. We literally had our suitcases like in the mud, in Splendor in the mud, waiting an hour and a half to get picked up by some golf buggy tractor thing to go to the entrance of the festival, to then try and get an Uber to... We were staying in Ballina and Splendor in the Grass was in Byron Bay. Anyway, that's a whole ordeal. And I kind of spoke about Splendor in the Grass / Splendor in the Mud in my first episode. But that is the only experience I have at like a 3-day, 4-day festival. So BTV is going to be really interesting because other than that, I've only really been to 1-day festivals and it's 4 days, I think, which is a fucking marathon, not a sprint. So we're going to have to pace ourselves. I'm really keen for the outfits. And that's something we're going to talk about in this episode today is like music festival fashion, because I feel like it's so fun. You can just kind of dress yourself. There's no like, I don't know, you can just dress however you want. And I think that's really cool. You could dress like in a way that you can't dress on a normal day on the street, you know, like it's acceptable to just walk around in a bikini and a sarong. So I'm so excited for that. Apparently it's really hot because it's December, it's New Year's and it's Australian summer and it's in like a desert pretty much. So apparently it gets really hot and really dusty. Or maybe I'll get a tan I don't know. I'm just keen. I'm so excited. Should we talk about the lineup actually? Yeah, let me get the lineup up because the lineup looks really good. Okay, Dom Dollar. I'm so excited for that. I've never seen Dom Dollar live, although I feel like he's Australian, so he's been to Australia a lot. Dom Dollar, Addison Rae. Are you fucking kidding me? Addison Rae. I am going to see Addison Rae is that this year or next year? I am going to see Addison Rae when she comes to Australia. I do already have tickets, but it's okay. I'll see her again. Kid Cudi, that's going to be so good. Who else? Kedema. I feel like Kedema's really having a moment at the moment. People love Kedema. I Hate Models, another DJ that I'm keen to see. 070 Shake. I saw 070 Shake last time I went to Splendor in the Grass. And it was as the sun was setting and it was truly magical. And that's actually when I started listening to her music, which was fun because I actually didn't realize who she was. And then I heard her, she was singing, what was she singing? She was singing Escapism, I think. And I was like, oh my God. You know what was so funny was that meme that was like, 070 Shake was lovely. And it's like that person that was criticizing Lily Depp and 070 Shake. Hilarious. Anyway, I'm really keen for BTV. Weather's going to be good. Lineup's good. It's New Year's. It's going to be a vibe. I am thinking, however, BTV might have to be the last music festival that I go to, unless there is an artist at a music festival that I'm like dying to see. Like, who would I be dying to see? Like Beyonce or Lady Gaga, like someone in that realm. Maybe John Summit, but even then, actually probably not John Summit. I don't know. A music festival with like Beyonce or Lady Gaga, then I'm there. Other than that, I don't know. I feel like there's so much pressure with these Australian festivals to have these crazy artists because we don't actually have that many music festivals. Shout out to any brands listening. If you want to send me to Coachella or what's that EDM festival that happens in Miami? Ultra. If anyone wants to send me to Ultra or Coachella, I'm happy to go. I'm your gal. Let's talk about music festival fashion. I feel like the fashion at a music festival really depends on what festival you're going to. Like, for example, BTV, because it's hot, it's in summer, it's very like everyone wears bikinis and little micro shorts, and then like a scarf on their head and speedies. Where a festival that is like Ultra, for example, that I was just talking about, is way more like you wear gems and glitter and crazy, like it's almost like costumes that people wear to these music festivals. Even Coachella, you get like half the people that dress like almost costumey, other people that dress bohemian, I guess, and then you've got the people like the celebrities that literally just wear like jeans and a singlet, which I think is so cool. And if I was like Hailey Bieber or something, I would definitely be doing that, because it's like, look at me, I don't need to wear this crazy outfit, because I'm already a celebrity. Let's play a game of hot or not, and you guys can play along. I've got a list of classic festival outfit, like accessories, and we're going to decide whether these accessories / outfits are hot or if they're not. First one, cowboy boots. I think for Coachella, hot, or like Stagecoach or something like that, or like Blues Fest, like something that is more country and definitely like in the desert. I think for BTV, I'm going to have to say it's not, because that's not the vibe. BTV is more techno, grunge, like people are wearing Asics, Solomons, gumboots maybe. I'm going to say no to cowboy boots. Although actually I'm going to say overall for music festivals, cowboy boots hot. But I feel like you need to get real cowboy boots, not like the fake like knockoff ones. 2, gumboots. This is what I'm going to say about gumboots. Sometimes gumboots for a music festival are not hot, but they're essential. Like, for example, when I went to Splendor in the Mud, it was essential. If you did not have gumboots, that is actually feral and disgusting, and you probably got gangrene on your feet. Somewhere like Glastonbury, for example. I've never been to Glastonbury, but I've heard it's like, I guess it's like, is that in England? I don't know. It's like rainy, muddy there vibes. I don't know if everyone's seen the classic photo of Kate Moss, like dressed in the gumboots and the, what outfit was she wearing? I don't know. There's like a really famous photo of Kate Moss at Glastonbury. I think for that kind of situation, it's not hot, but it's essential. However, when you pair gumboots with micro shorts and like a cool belt and a little top, I feel like that's really hot. It looks like dressed down, effortless, but you're still not wearing a normal shoe. Like you're wearing like a high gumboot. I think that's cool. So I'm going to say gumboots, not hot, but essential. Glitter or gems. Now, I feel like most Australian girls, this is where we differ from the Americans. You wouldn't catch me dead with glitter or gems on my face at a music festival. Not hot. If I went to Ultra in Miami, I feel like that is when I would do that, but that is the only time. I actually, even then, that would be a stretch for me. And I feel like most Australian girls could resonate with me on this, that is tacky and gross and not fun. But if that's your vibe, then that's okay. It's just not my vibe. Also, it would annoy me being on my face, and like by the time I finished a festival anyway, like I have no makeup on my face. Like that's why when I actually go to these festivals, I really barely wear makeup. It's more about the outfit. I feel like with your hair and your makeup, you kind of go a little bit more natural, and then you eat with your outfit. Glitter or gems, not hot. Gross. And what if you get sunburnt and then you have like a big love heart gem on your face? Like, is it gonna just like leave an imprint? And that cannot be good for the skin barrier. Glue on your face, no thanks. Bum bags. This is another one that for me is just more of an essential, because how else are you meant to carry your things around? Especially for like a day festival. I guess if you're camping at a 3-day festival, besides your phone, like what do you really need? But for a 1-day festival, you need a few more things. I think a shirtless dude with a bum bag and Speedos is nightmare fuel for me. But I just feel like it is essential. Like I'm not going to carry like a full crossbody bag or a full like handbag or side bag to a rave or to a festival. Like there's no way. So I think bum bag is kind of like the gum boots. Like it's not hot, but it's essential. But I also think just like a Uniqlo gum bag, a Uniqlo bum bag can elevate an outfit sometimes. Quite hot. Rave goggles. I'm on the fence about this because I've definitely seen Pinterest photos of girls looking really cool with their hair and like braids, a bikini and some rave goggles. And I think maybe something for BTV where it's a bit more like techno, yes. But I also think as soon as I see someone wearing rave sunglasses at a music festival, I'm like, okay, you're on drugs. So for me, I wouldn't normally wear rave goggles. Have I done it before? Yes. Will I be doing it at BTV? Maybe during the day when it's sunny. But I guess I just have that connotation with it that I'm like, you're on drugs. So I'm going to say not hot. Scarves around the head. I really want to say not hot to this, but I really want to wear one. I feel like I'm relating everything back to BTV, but I feel like for BTV, that is kind of an essential. I guess it's more of an essential because it's dusty, but we cannot lie to ourselves that we don't see a girl or a guy with a scarf around their head, a tan, and you go, that looks pretty good. Like, I want that to be me. So I'm actually going to say scarf around the head, hot. Cowboy hats, immediate no. Cringe, gross. It's in the same realm as glitter or gems. Unnecessary, I think. You'll probably catch me in a normal hat when I go to BTV for New Year's, but cowboy hat, absolutely not. I'm just going to leave that for the girls from like Texas or the south of America because I feel like that's their thing. Australian cowboy hats are a bit different. We have like those wide brim like hats with the mosquito things on it. Yeah, you're not going to catch me dead in a cowboy hat. One time I was going on an overseas holiday. I think I was going to Bali and I was like, I'm going to bring a cowboy hat. I put it in my suitcase. It got swashed immediately. It didn't last. Never put it on. My head also doesn't suit cowboy hats like at all. I think a cowboy hat party is fun. Like everyone decorates their own cowboy. Oh my God, baby. I should do that for my 25th. Guys, you need to give me ideas for my 25th birthday. Cause, well, I guess I have a twin sister, so we share it together. We wanted to get a boat, but I think I'm too poor for that. Maybe I could make a GoFundMe. No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. Too poor for a boat, so we got to do something for our birthday. Maybe a cowboy hat party, but it's not hot for a music festival. Disposable cameras, hot, hot, hot. I love, although I don't use a disposable camera because I take so much film photos that I'm like, I'm not just gonna just get a disposable camera every time. I feel like that's bad for the environment. So I have two 35mm film cameras, and I think it is so hot because the magic of a film photo is that you take the photo, you're in the moment, you have no idea, you can't look back at it. You're not like looking back to see if it looks good and then you take another photo to recreate the moment or anything. Like it's really just like spontaneous in the moment. And then you get it back, like however long, like even a week after you take the photo, you get the photo back and you're just like, like I have a photo album in my living room just filled with all film photos that I've taken over the years. And looking back on those photos genuinely makes my heart so happy and just makes me think like every single photo, I look like I'm having the best time of my life. I'm happy. I knew that it was spontaneous in the moment. I knew I was with my friends. So disposable cameras, very hot. Digi cameras, also very hot. I love that everyone's getting to the digi camera because it's the same kind of vibe. Like you obviously can like get it straight onto your phone because if you have an SD converter thing, but it's just, I think sometimes taking a photo on your phone, it's just so like, ugh, like, cause you just like take it, it's there, like you can retake it. But when you have a digi camera or a disposable camera, there's just like more effort involved. And the aesthetic of a digi cam is so cool and 90s and 2000s, and I love it. So yes, hot to digi cameras. I think I touched on this before. Shirtless guys in buckets hats. I guess it depends whether it's hot or not, but either way, it's nightmare fuel. Number 11, chaps, not hot. Shout out James Charles and his chaps. I think we're past the chap stage. I don't know why people started doing that or what happened there. I think that was like to go with the cowboy aesthetic with Coachella and everything. If I saw someone in chaps, I would probably scream. I'm 100% certain that I will not be seeing anyone in chaps at BTV. And I'm also 100% certain that you will never catch me dead in a pair of chaps either. I guess if you're like chaps with something underneath it, like jeans, oh, I actually don't even know. But chaps with like a thong underneath, no thanks, that's disgusting. Last but not least, number 12, doof sticks. I don't think I will be making a doof stick just because I feel like that's a lot of effort. I am going with I have a group of guy friends that are also going to BTV, so I feel like they will most likely be making doof sticks. A funny doof stick, there is nothing better than a funny doof stick, and I love when BTV is over or music festival like Lost Paradise or whatever is done and you get all the videos and TikToks back of everyone like the doof sticks they've made, and it's all memes of things that have happened this year, and it's usually like Australian niche memes, which is so funny to me. And some people are genuinely so clever. Like I see these doof sticks and I'm like, how did you even put these? I love it when they like put two memes together, and it's so clever and it's so funny. So yeah, I think a doof stick is really hot. For me though, I couldn't be bothered with the effort of making a doof stick, trying to carry it around. I think the whole purpose of a doof stick is so that if you lose your friends, they can find you in the mosh. I think. Too much admin for me, but I appreciate it, so I'm gonna say it's hot. You guys can let me know if you agreed with me or not on those, but that is just my opinion. Or actually, you could comment and let me know what else I missed and we can decide if it's hot or not together. Yeah, I feel like Australian music festivals compared to American music festivals, I just feel like Australians, we're more there for the music, really. I feel like American music festivals, I mean, I've never been to one, but it kind of seems like it comes across really superficial and that they're only there for like the outfit, the posting, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it, but it feels like superficial. They're there for like the after parties, the pre-parties, where Australian music festivals, we're really there for the artist and the music festival, but maybe that's just a difference in our culture, just in general. I would love to experience an American music festival, particularly Coachella, because I feel like that is like a once in a lifetime experience, like bucket list thing. I also want to go to Glastonbury because Glastonbury looks very much like an Australian music festival where everyone is just there for the vibes, everyone's dancing, everyone's there for the artist and the music. I thought I could also talk about what my dream lineup would be for a music festival, and I actually have given this absolutely zero thought, which is really funny. Well, I already mentioned that Beyonce or Lady Gaga. I have to say, I think I'm more in my Beyonce era at the moment. I've been listening to a lot of her older stuff. So I'm going to say my dream lineup of like a pop star like Beyonce. Charlie XCX, of course, but I think I would like to see Charlie XCX with Troye Sivan. I'm really into Lorde at the moment. And then I fear that I need to add like a sad one in there. So I'm going to say I would also love to see Noah Khan live. Yeah, okay, actually that is banging. Oh wait, I should add a DJ. Okay, so we've got a bit of pop. So we've got Beyonce, we've got Troye Sivan and Charlie XCX together, Noah Khan, and then finish the night on like a DJ, probably John Summit, just for the vibes. Actually, John Summit and Dom Dollar together. So I'm keen to see Dom Dollar. That would be probably my dream lineup right now with my music taste currently. But I also love going to a music festival and you discover a new artist and you're like, wow, like how I discovered 070 Shake and how I discovered randomly I went to a music festival and we went to a random set and it was Genesis Owasu, I think that's how you say his name. And I actually love his music, and he had like these backup dancers that were in almost like a balaclava type situation. And that was really fun. He's the guy that does Shorty Get inspired for the, I think is it KFC ad? I don't know. But I discovered him at a music festival as well. So I think that'll be fun, and I think that'll be good for BTV to just go and like, there's so many artists that I've never heard of, or I don't at least think I've heard of them. So I'll be able to listen to them and, you know, get a new favorite artist or something. So I also have some would you rather questions, which I thought it would be fun for us to play as well together. They're festival related. Would you rather watch your favorite artist from the back with space or get crushed at the front row? Easily watch my favorite artist from the back. There is nothing better. Like specifically at Splendor in the Grass, there's like this big amphitheater with like, it's kind of like an amphitheater but made out of hills. So you can like sit on top of the hill and watch the artist from there, and then like there's a mosh right in front of the stage. I would happily just sit with my friends right at the back, drink in hand, just all together watching our favorite artist rather than like being in the mosh pit and then like getting tramped. Oh my God, actually, have you guys seen that Travis Scott documentary, the train wreck documentary? If you haven't watched it, you really should, because it's all about that Travis Scott concert music festival thing where people died because it got so cramped and so busy in the mosh that people were getting squished to death. That is so morbid. But yeah, I think watch my favorite artist from the back any day. I don't really care to be like in the mosh because you're usually like getting pushed around. There's hot and sweaty men. Ugh, that's the worst. They stink. They fart. There's people like off their face. There's usually some girl on someone's shoulders right in front of you, like blocking your view. So yeah, that's an easy one for me. Would you rather have amazing outfits but wrecked shoes or comfy shoes but boring outfits? Easily boring outfits with comfy shoes. I don't know what's wrong with me, but like even when I was talking about the gems before, like I am someone that constantly needs to feel comfortable. If I have a gorgeous outfit on but I don't feel comfortable, you best believe I'm not wearing that outfit. Like if I find a top that I like but I have to tape it in like 5 different places, I have to pin it, like no way would you catch me wearing that. Easily just like some jeans or a mini skirt or micro shorts, literally a white singlet and comfy shoes. Like get me in a pair of Solomon's or Asics or something comfy and supportive. Hell, I'll wear my Hokers if I really have to. Would you rather go to a festival with rain all weekend or one with extreme 40-degree heat? Extreme 40-degree heat. I spoke about this in my first episode, but I get really bad seasonal depression, so I need the sun out. I need it to be hot. The heat doesn't really bother me because, like, especially once you start drinking, you can kind of cool yourself down with drinks. When you're cold, like, there is nothing worse than being shivering cold. Also, when you're in 40-degree heat, you can kind of wear a cute outfit, or I think you can at least. When it's rainy and cold, you have to have a jacket on. You have to be layered. So easily 40-degree heat. Easily. Last one. Would you rather only see artists you kind of like with your whole friend group or see your absolute favorite alone? I'm going to say only see artists I kind of like with my whole friend group, because I would much rather just be with my friends and have that energy than I can listen to my favorite artists on Spotify. You know what I mean? So, and then if you see new artists that you kind of like, sometimes going to watch them live or watch them in a show, you actually learn to like them a lot more. And sometimes you can get new favorite artists from that. I hate being alone also. I don't know who likes being alone. Actually, I think Mackenzie went to a Suicide Boys concert on his own because I wouldn't go with him, because Suicide Boys is like emo. I think it's like heavy metal. And I was like, I'm not going to that. And he really enjoyed that. But I think that's the kind of person he is. Me, on the other hand, I would just much rather be with my friends. I'm not someone that like needs to know all the words to a song either. Like I can just stand there and sway or like bump my fist or whatever. So that was my episode on music festivals. I'm so keen. In the comments, play along with the hot or not and the would you rather. Let me know what music festivals you're going to this Aussie summer. Maybe I need to look into going to a few more. Thanks so much for listening to Make It Make Sense. Please like me. Please like it on YouTube or Spotify. Follow me on Instagram, Make It Make Sense. And thanks for listening. Bye.